Trout Lake, Washington. An idyllic location for getting away or for visiting Earth. One location in Trout Lake has become known as a magnet for UFO activity and a lure for one contactee who now owns the property. Find out how destiny brought him here when James Gilliland tells all in this Paranormal TV one-on-one.
When I came to Trout Lake, I was not aware of any UFO activity here at all, but there was a strong draw to come here. I kept having visions of the area. I kept seeing them over and over again, and then I pulled a map out of the United States and used a divination process to find out exactly where this place was located. And what was interesting is I threw the map away and forgot about it and was offered a real nice job up here and decided to take it. It just felt right, and I moved right to the exact place that we marked on the map. So the universe kind of made sure I got to this area. The sanctuary here is located right at the base of Mount Adams next to the Yakima Reservation, and it has over 100-year history of recorded UFO activity. It's escalated immensely just in the past maybe 8 years or so here, and it keeps escalating. So I'd say this is probably one of the major hotspots in the world right now because it's almost nightly. About 8 years in living here, I was doing an all-day meditation. Everybody was gone, there was no one here, and I started receiving telepathic messages, and they were very profound messages about what we need to do as a civilization to assist in the awakening and healing process. And I thought it was coming from some angelic guide or some other master. It was quite interesting. And when they told me that they were coming from a ship, I thought I'd lost it. My imagination had run amok, and I decided to end the meditation right there. And I went out to work in the garden to start, planting some trees or doing something of that nature. And before I even hit the front door, my sisters came running up, banging on the door, asking me if I saw it, and I said, "See what?" And they said, "The ship," and there was a ship hovering right over the sanctuary. And that was my first encounter, and I had to somehow put the ETs together with other spiritual experiences and find a way to incorporate them into my belief system as well. The first ship we encountered was of a metallic nature. The feeling coming from that contact was just extreme bliss, the only way I can explain it. You felt a real loving, joyous, kind of a giddy feeling. And it was a wonderful experience, is the only way I can say it. And those contacts continued for quite some time, and they started filling me in on the nature of the universe and the ancient history of humanity and a lot of the things going on that we need to look at in order to move in our evolutionary process to a higher state. The UFOs that we've observed here come in almost every size, color, and shape. We've had very large disc-shaped objects fly over that were metallic. We've had smaller ones that were dark, kind of a dark colored in nature. We've seen some very large tetrahedron-like pyramid-shaped ships. We've seen triangular ships that some were probably about, I'd say at least 150 feet wide. Some are almost a mile long, and we've actually photographed them. The majority of the ships that we've seen here are light ships. They are not powered down into the physical. They're flying in a powered up mode, you might say, and they're more of a light ship. And they're not vulnerable to any of the weapons that we have here on Earth that we might be trying to use against them. It's kind of dangerous for them to come into the physical due to the way that we, act. We have very primitive whenever we see one coming into our atmosphere. We try to shoot it down, steal the technology, back engineer it so we can use it against our so-called enemies, you might say. One of the reasons the UFO activity has greatly escalated, I think, is because of the work that we're doing here, we've met the protocols that are necessary for contact, because these are extremely spiritually and technologically advanced beings, and you have to have an open mind, a loving heart, and pure intent to make contact with these beings. And because we've met those protocols, and that's what the center is based on, they are doing their part to make themselves known, because they're like cosmic cheerleaders. They love what we're doing here, and they're hoping the rest of humanity will also follow suit.